You'll never open a can of soup again once you've tried this recipe. It's from the current issue of Edible Nashville magazine, and the editor, Jill Melton, is here to show us how easy it is to make a classic homemade tomato soup from scratch. Good to have you with us today.
Great to be here, thanks.
All right, yeah, it's so easy to go get the can, but if we do it this way, we get so much more flavor.
You do, and you actually can personalize it, which I'm going to show you. So
Okay.
We're going to get started here. We just have a little bit of olive oil. I'm going to let you dump. We have one small onion that's chopped
right.
in there, and then some garlic. And really, you can put as much or as little you want in there. And those are the aromatics for the base of it.
I already smell it.
And then we're going to put some carrot in, which gives it a little sweetness.
All right.
And this is a great soup for, like, you know, once we don't have any tomatoes left, of fresh ones, which we're already kind of getting close to that season. So then what we do is, after you kind of saute those real good and you get them nice and yummy, we're going to put a can of crushed tomatoes in here. And if you have a 28-ounce can of whole tomatoes, it's fine. You can just get in there and crush it with a little masher. And then some diced tomatoes, because I like to have some chunks in there with it.
All right.
And then we're just going to stir that up. You add about a cup of water or broth until you get it to the consistency that you like and get it nice and hot. And that's really about it. Now, there are so many ways that you can finish this kind of soup.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, if you like a sweeter one, you can use a little bit of honey. We have like some fabulous local honeys around. Give it a little splash of vinegar. I just use a supermarket balsamic vinegar and kind of brings out the flavor. And I've even used like some barbecue sauce. Just give it a little splash of it.
Wow, I had never thought about that.
I know, it just gives it a little smoky in there, and this is one from the Southern that's good. And then lastly, if you want a creamier one, because this is going to be already thick, you can add a little bit of cream in there too. And
just a half and half, or what's that?
Actually, I would use the heavy cream.
Heavy cream, okay.
And you really want to turn the soup off, because you don't want it to be on the high heat. If it's on the high heat, the cream can actually break. But you can add as much or as little of that.
Okay, and gives it, changes the color there just a little bit too,
does.
but more of that creaminess when you do that.
Yeah, exactly. And the longer this kind of sits on a real low on your stove, kind of the better all the flavors meld.
Yeah.
And then I've got some other things over here. You know, basil, of course, is classic. And I have a lot of end of summer basil in my garden. And then I had a couple of these in the fridge, and I thought, let's try this. So a lot of us like to put cheese. You can do some, you know, grated Parmesan, of course, but this is some pimento cheese.
Pimento cheese.
And to put some little dollops in there, you can stir it until it melts, or you can just put it on top of your soup and it'll melt into it. And this is actually called bacon jam. And this is from a company called Tin Wings. They're here in town, and they do catering, and you can stop by and get products, get dinner from them. And it's kind of a sweet, salty bacon thing. And we were eating it on crackers, and we put some in there, and it was eureka.
So again, you've got some basic ideas, but make your own out of it. And then these are homemade.
Yeah, okay, so the croutons, I happen to have some leftover onion rolls. And they weren't bakery onion rolls. You buy them in the supermarket.
Okay.
And I cut them up, added a little kosher salt and olive oil, put them in 350 for like 10 minutes, and you have onion flavored croutons.
Fantastic. Well, there it is right there. This is recipe number 5438. It's online right now in the Talk of the Town recipe section at newschannel5.com. You will also find it in the current issue of Edible Nashville that you see there in the background, available for free all over town. Again, thank you for being with us today. Back with the last check of weather next.